The nurse noticed something terrifying while giving an injection. She had mistaken pain-relieving morphine for an antibiotic, and what scared her even more was that she had injected 100 milligrams instead of the required 3, and a high-purity drug like this only needs 5 milligrams to be fatal. The old man even tried to comfort her and told her not to panic, because as long as the antidote was given within 10 minutes, it would be metabolized and removed from the body. Then he took out his notebook, thinking this was a very interesting way to kill someone, but the girl panicked even more, because the antidote that should have been in the medical kit had mysteriously disappeared. The old man also noticed her worry. After all, someone as wealthy as him usually lived in a manor far from the city. Even if they called for help now, by the time medical staff arrived it would be too late. It seemed tonight was destined to be a death trap. He knew someone wanted to kill him using her hands, so they could pin the blame on the nurse. The girl still held onto a sliver of hope and grabbed the phone, but the old man suddenly hung it up. He told the nurse to listen carefully to every word he was about to say, because only then could she clear herself of suspicion. The old man didn't want her family to fall apart because of him. If the police suspected the nurse, her mother's illegal immigration status would also be exposed. The old man told her to make noise when going downstairs, and not to forget to say hi to his youngest son at the door, and it was exactly midnight at the time. Then she drove out of the manor. Once she was out of the surveillance zone, the old man told her to park the car on the roadside, then return through the backyard gate, because the family dog knew her and wouldn't bark. But to avoid everyone's sight, she had to climb up to the third floor using the lattice fence outside the wall, but she accidentally broke one of the bars. When she came back, the old man told her to put on his pajamas and hat. He knew his youngest son smoked at this time every night, and successfully made him think it was his father. This way she had a witness, which was enough to clear her from being the prime suspect. But the girl had one fatal flaw: she would throw up whenever she lied. The old man told her not to lie then. She could tell only part of the truth. Then the girl went back the same way, but as soon as she came down, she ran into the family's great-grandmother. Luckily the old woman had bad eyesight, and mistook the girl for her great-grandson, and asked why he came back again. Under the cover of darkness, the girl finally returned home. But the next day, when the butler opened the door, he saw the old man's throat was slit, and a bloody knife lay on the floor. Because the old man was a famous mystery novelist, his death quickly made the news. Police initially ruled it a suicide, but the girl still lived in fear every day. Then one day she received a call, saying the old man had already been buried. But police still needed to ask everyone some questions, so they wanted the girl to return to the manor early for work. The story began to reach its peak, and by the end it would definitely fry your CPU. The old man's eldest daughter was a self-made business elite, and in her father's eyes the most capable one, but her husband was a gold-digging loser who married into the family. Fortunately they had a son as strong as Captain America, but Jeff couldn't make it today. According to the eldest daughter, that night was the father's 85th birthday, but before it ended Jeff had already left early. The old man also had a younger son, who managed the publishing company he founded, and his new books sold 80 million copies every year. One would think the father valued this son the most, but that son had an unpromising boy, who always posted inappropriate things online. The man said the three of them